U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Before the end of October, all users who place an order for FC26 coins on U7Buy for their first order of FC26 coins can enjoy a plus 10% coin bonus. Using my discount code Inception can get an additional 8% discount. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead and make another video here. For the record, content has been very, very dry for like 2 weeks. So we could do more of these sort of reaction videos of what people think about the game, that play the game actively. I know Skillz does a Road to Glory series, right? So when you do a Road to Glory series, that is basically you playing the game normally, right? It's like when you're playing your foot champs, when you're grinding your accounts, like you're playing the game normally, right? So he's going to give a perspective of someone that plays the game normally. For me, guys, I don't really play the game normally, right? Like even guys in my Discord was that, like they were asking me recently, you know, because I you know do the reviews for like the custom tactics and all that kind of stuff, and people ask me like, oh, what's your like go-to fun formation to use, like if you're like taking the game seriously and not and stuff, right? And I tell them all the time that I don't use a formation that's my absolute go-to because I don't play the game normally. I play the game as a content creator, right? Once I've reviewed a formation and custom tactic that I know is fun to play with or good enough to play with or authentic in some sort of way, I move on to the next thing, right? And it's not because what I posted is not good. It's just that content creation wise, I will waste my, like for me, like when I am playing the game, I feel like I'm wasting my time if I'm not like doing it for content, right? Like I don't do stuff outside of content. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I do and record is because I'm either reviewing a custom tactic or a player or whatever. But if it's not with those things, then I don't do it as much, right? So I just have to mention that because, you know, it's just for people to like understand my point of view when it comes to those sort of things, right? Because I don't actively play the game the way that people think. I haven't really actively played it since, to be fair, this was like the first year where I did actively play it, but not like, it was still for content creation, but like I was doing like 2 weekend leagues for the first like 3 weeks. And then I haven't done that ever since. Like the last like 3 or 4 weeks, ever since that one weekend where I made the video talking about the gameplay because of the inconsistent gameplay. And I'm like, yeah, GG's. Like my bad gameplay, quote unquote, was never this bad in the first 3 weeks of me playing this game, right? And that's where I think that not specifically patch wise of them doing individual mechanics, it's not like, oh, the patch did this. It's like 50% the patch did this. You know what I'm saying? It's really not the full picture because honestly, when they add these patches to a game that is broken, inconsistent gameplay wise, I think that's like the main issue, right? Is that they're adding more, like let's say they do, like it could be anything in this game because this game is stupid. I've already made this video. You guys already know how I feel about this, right? Like it could be a thing where it's like, you know, the more AI stuff that they add, where it's like, let's say your defensive AI is doing more and your attacking AI is doing more, that actually makes the situation worse when it comes to the inconsistent gameplay. Maybe, I don't know. Because as far as I'm concerned, guys, this gameplay that I get right now is not the same as the gameplay that I had in the first 3 weeks. So in a way, the idea of what they do with the patch when the gameplay feels good is nice because I feel it on the attacking AI side of things and in the jockey side of things when the gameplay feels good. But it feels significantly worse nowadays than it did before those patches. So like I said, it's not patch specific. It's just them adding stuff to a game that has been broken for 10 plus years. People still to this day will say it's because of Frostbite. No, it is not. I've been talking about this since FIFA 14. The engine is not the issue of the game, guys. It's something that they probably had like years and years and years ago in their coding that just like messes it up. It's an issue that they will never fix, but I always try to mention this to people, right? So this is why for me, I always tell people that I think that the stuff that they're saying is not fully correct. That's why I say that people are wrong, right? And they are, because I know what the issue is. I've been trying to preach about it every single year. The reason why people keep saying that the patch makes the gameplay worse is because whatever it was beforehand and them adding stuff to it, it's messing with the inconsistent gameplay. For sure, 100% it is, because my gameplay now, the way that it feels, when I first reviewed this game, I said that the bad gameplay is the best version of bad gameplay in the last 10 years. I no longer have that opinion ever since that one video I made 3 or 4 weeks ago, because I have not played champs ever since that time period, right? I like the attacking AI change. It was necessary because I can feel it when the gameplay is decent, or even when it's bad, I feel it. But because they're adding stuff to a game that's broken, that's what's like, I'd rather just have good gameplay all the time. You know what I'm saying? But again, they'll never fix it. But yeah, with Skillz, I'm curious to see what he says. By the way, guys, I'm not the type of person who carries any sort of hatred towards anybody, so you guys shouldn't either. If I disagree with what he's saying, I'm just saying it from the heart. It's not because I think I'm better or anything like that. I don't care about that mindset whatsoever. It's just me giving my opinion and sometimes facts about what the game actually is. Okay, so let's see what he says.
So let's talk. Let's give the truth. The truth matters, man. And let's expose the whole situation of FC26. Let's expose the whole situation of FIFA, FC, and EA, right? And how a game that I thought could never really get killed is getting killed by the own company that owns it. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy AA9skillz. I have been making content since 2010 here on, or 2010. My channel was made in 2011.
I love his background. His background is so cool.
But I've been making content on this game since 2010. 2011 was my real first FIFA on YouTube. And since then, man, I've been so blessed to be a part of this community, and you guys have kept me in this community for so long. And I've had a voice in this community for so long. And you guys know I'm somebody who drops a lot of rant videos. And this year I kind of want to just do it once and that's it. And I just want to enjoy the road to glory and try to have as much fun with this game as I can for what it is. But I want to make this video because I used to get a lot of
rant videos are pretty exhausting. Like it will mess with you mentally, especially like my case from a fixed inconsistent gameplay part. Like we like I always say from my point of view, I play because of content. It does not go past that. You know what I'm saying? Personal enjoyment. This year I had a little bit of personal enjoyment for the first time in like 10 years. I'm telling you, the beginning of the game I did have it, but yeah, it's just I don't know if it's more people buying the game and it messes with the inconsistent gameplay, and them adding patches to it and messes with it too. It's a lot of things. I remember, dude, I like, because of this patch, when I was trying a 4-3-3, not this patch, but like the one just before that, which people were complaining about. I was playing a 4-3-3 and I was like, dude, like when this gameplay feels good, like this is fun to play. Like when if you guys have played like a 4-3-3 holding, when the gameplay feels nice, because I was playing at like 1:30 in the morning, I was like, this is. It pisses you off. Like it really irritates you. It does, man, because it's like, this is the stupidest thing I will ever encounter in my entire life. You just don't experience that elsewhere, you know? You just don't. You don't.
Or kind of just a lot of like people just giving me stick for making rant videos. But the reason I made the rant videos because I didn't want
No, the ones who give you stick are a bunch of rats, because there's people that protect this game for some godforsaken reason, and this is just always going to be the case. Those guys are rats. I couldn't care less about them.
The community to get to this. And now we are here and we're in a situation that's very, very hard to come back from. And I'm going to break it down for you very simple. I put a video on social media recently that just kind of went crazy, right? It really, really did go crazy. And
I see none of that, by the way, is because everything is muted because of the past and talking about these stuff, right? So
and I got to read a lot of comments, and I got to see how many people were actually kind of giving up on this game. A lot of people saying how they're so upset since the patch, since the week 1 patch got patched, since the game changed, and they're very, very upset about it, and they stopped playing. And I'm here to tell you that I understand your frustration. And I put this video on, but one thing I will tell you is that many years ago, FIFA 11, maybe like 12, 13, maybe 13, 14, I remember being in calls with everybody, man. It was me, KSI, Cal Freezy, the whole crew, Nep, everybody was there, man. And I remember telling the boys that, yo, they're just never gonna mess, like they can't mess this up. Like this game can only go up from here. Like this is a football game.
It still technically did. It should just be better though than what we're currently at right now. It 100% should be better because it's a football game, right? It's the same with Call of Duty, Call of Duty and football. Like even Call of Duty right now is like not as crazy as Battlefield in regards to like the game mechanics and stuff, but Call of Duty and FIFA are like household names. You know what I'm saying? Like those are just games that you buy every single year. Even if FC is garbage, like you still buy it. But did they lose a big chunk of their audience because of how bad it's been like for the last couple of years specifically? Yeah, for sure.
About real life football, like the only way that they can mess this game up, mess up the views that this game has, because at this time, lads, I mean, KSI was getting crazy numbers. A few years later, I'm doing like, I don't know, 200K, 300K a video, and I'm still dropping rant videos during this time. During the peak of my career, I'm doing rant videos because I want what's best for the game. And I remember telling the boys that, and the boys would say the same thing, man, like, oh, they would have to mess this up massively. Well, they have. They've messed this up massively. And I'm going to explain why they've messed this stuff up massively, because, you know, we got a game that was pretty fun. Not everybody liked it. We got the game in September, whenever it came out. Not everybody liked it, right? Not everybody liked the fidgets.
If you watch my initial conversations, I did say that this was the best FC in the last 10 years. And I stood by that until they dropped patches that mess with the inconsistent gameplay. I was having fun in bad gameplay, because I know that I was playing in bad gameplay, but I mentioned in those videos it was the best bad gameplay I played in the last 10 years. So it's like it was a playable bad gameplay for me. Now, oh my god, I was playing yesterday. I was like, what? Like, I don't understand, man. It's an idiotic. Sorry to the gameplay devs that actually did good core mechanic changes this year, because you did for certain things. We just can't see it on a regular basis, because whatever causes that issue, it's going to be harder to see those things, because you guys did a jockey change that made them more agile, and you can only see it if the gameplay feels like it wants to show you that. You know what I'm saying? It's really stupid.
Spinning. Not everybody liked the how fast the R1 dribbling was, how hard it was to defend. Not everybody liked it. But the one thing about life, right, is that a lot of times we don't like stuff as human beings, right? Sometimes I go to McDonald's.
Well, with this community, you do have to put your foot down. You do. I've always said this for many, many years. We are the community, and like, I would protect EA way more as a company if good and bad gameplay was fixed. If I had good gameplay all the time, and then I can clearly see the core mechanics of the game, and then people were still complaining about it, I would go against you guys. 100% I would. I wouldn't care less. Go ahead and make your forum and Reddit posts. I don't care. I would go against you guys, but I can't fully, as I always say this in the video, I can't fully go against you guys at 100% capacity, because you're not saying the right things, but you're not fully wrong either. It's like 50%, you know?
And I'll get a Big Mac or something. It don't taste good. I'm like, I don't like this. But then a couple weeks later, I go back. It's a little bit better. Then maybe a week or two later, I go back. I don't actually eat McDonald's like that, by the way. Y'all probably think I do, but it tastes all right. And then I just, because now it tastes all right. I got to that point with it, right? Because sometimes you got to do stuff over and over, right? You got to do stuff over and over, and then eventually you're like, you know what? I get it now. I understand the hype. I'm here for it, right? Initials. Sometimes you a new album comes out and you're like, I don't really like this music Drake dropped. Then you listen to it again, you're like, wait a minute, I kind of feel this. Now I remember there was an album that Drake dropped. It might have been one. I forget what album it was. I think it was the one where he's in the clouds. The first time I listened to it, I was like, and I listened through it back again. And I was like, damn, this album's incredible. Took a second, right? So what I'm trying to get to is this: FIFA 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We used to get a game, right, that came out in September. And crossing was bossing was one of them. I don't know if you guys watched my career mode way back in the day. I'm old. Would cross the ball in. Crossing is bossing. And I score a header. Bang, it was sick, bro. That was the meta.
No, it wasn't. FIFA 14 was a piece of garbage because of that.
Years before that.
I hate the heading meta. It's always trash. I don't care if you could barely score headers now. There's no way for them to make it like skill based, like especially back in the day. FIFA 14 could have been in the same area as 12 and 13 if heading wasn't so overpowered, because 12 and 13, those are like which still had bad and good gameplay, okay, but those were like the core games that was like and FIFA 15 too. 15 would have joined 12 and 13 with a body feint nerf, because body feint was disgustingly overpowered. With a body feint nerf, it joins that category too. So those two games, you literally fix one mechanic, and then they join the same category, but then 16 and afterwards. When you start to move into the new gen area too, oh my, that's when it really,
You would buy Brasilva players, and you would have these Brazilian silver players, and you would go into games and you would do skill moves and score long shots with Giovanni from midfield, right? I have compilations up on my YouTube channel of it. It's incredible.
That's when it was based on fun, not competitive.
Then, there was a meta where it was called the Icon Killers, where you would take these silver and low-rated gold cards like Ibarbo, and they had like 94 pace East, and there was like Eddie Johnson, I think his name was, something like that, Johnson, and you would run like 94 pace players, and you would be able to smoke Icon teams.
Oh yeah,
amazing meta. In FIFA 17, we got 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and it was this real tiki-taka play style, right? Just like Barca in real life. It was sick, right? Those things stayed throughout the year. Now we get a video game where me and you deserve paychecks, and this is what I put on social media. We deserve paychecks because we are beta testers. We are beta testers.
You've always been a beta tester. Even if you go back to FIFA 17, you're a beta tester too. You guys, hold on. You guys we're blind to this problem in this game. Go back. I have a video all the way from FIFA 15 when it comes to bad and good gameplay. You've been beta testers since that time period. I have played this game consistently because when you get into the content creation area, it's like, okay, it's nice to be a content creator on this game, and I'll never forget it. I'm very grateful for it, 100%. I know what life is, okay? I had a regular job before. But no, if you're going into those games still sucked because they didn't fix that issue. We cannot talk about 15, 16, 17 as if you had one gameplay. No. Oh, no. We gotta not do that, okay?
We buy
It's all nostalgia in your brains. You don't remember. This is still an issue in this game, okay?
a game, we pre-order a game for $100, and we get the game on September, October, and we're so excited to have the game. And we play the game for 2 weeks, and we're like, okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it. And EA decides, hey guys, we're dropping a patch. R1 dribbling's gonna get nerfed. We're gonna buff up defending.
R1 dribbling getting nerfed, who cares?
We're gonna do this. We're gonna
Defending buff depends on what you do to it.
do that.
But the problem is that, like I said, when they adjust core mechanics of the game and they're adding it to inconsistent gameplay, guys, they do a jockey change. You could only see the jockey change if the gameplay is good. If the gameplay is bad, yeah, good luck even switching to that guy to jockey afterwards.
Kickoff glitches, where truly all that should have been fixed was kickoff glitches and corners, and kept the game the way it was.
Yeah.
But they decided to change the
And counter through ball. That's a garbage meta. It's still the same thing now.
game fully. So the game gets changed fully, and a lot of people are upset. And then EA goes, uh-oh, I think we made a little bit of a mistake. Let's patch it again and bring back R1 dribbling a little bit. So they do that. But then people are still upset. Why? Because you showed them what the game is like without R1 dribbling, and now you brought back R1 dribbling. So now you continuously lose 5,000 people, 10,000 people, 10,000 people every time you drop a patch. Why? Because you showed them what the difference is in the gameplay. If you just would have kept it from week one, people would have adjusted and adapted. But instead, you drop a game out that you're clearly not happy with. Why do I say that, EA Sports? And I hope you guys see this. I really hope you guys see it. And if you do, please listen. Please just listen to the video. You guys worked on a game all summer. All the producers, all the people in that building thought this game was good enough to come out. And the moment it came out, there was many people who agreed with you it was good enough to come out. And a lot of us played it and we were like, okay, there's potential. And then you guys saw a little bit of negativity and you freaked out and you changed the game that you thought that you worked on all summer was good enough. And now you continuously patch it to cater to people. And every time you patch it, you are losing more and more and more of your player base, because most of the people that are complaining to you are Call of Duty and Fortnite kids. They are.
Listen, the complaints, the main issue with the game, if you guys play right now, when the gameplay is good, this is a very key thing to mention, because we play a stupid game. Let's not ignore this, because I know he's not going to mention it. Okay, this is the main issue with the game. If you play this game and you play a formation like a 4-3-3 holding, okay, and you play it for the actual attacking AI part of it, you can actually see that the game is still good. The only like core mechanic thing that's really bad is the way that people can defend and the way that they can counterattack, okay? Because the attacking AI change was nice. That was actually noticeable when you notice the gameplay being decent, right? Because guys, people say, listen, you can't talk about attacking AI, but then you never try out different formations and custom tactics. That is not the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-1-1, and the 4-5-1. You use the same tactic as everybody else that has no uniqueness to it. You're not going to get cool attacking AI plays. You're going to have to player lock everything. When we go to a pro player and we copy his custom tactics, that's not relevant to 99% of people, because you're not player locking defenders to make them move into certain areas, right? The patch is only 50% of the problem in this game, because when you actually look at the core mechanic changes that they're doing, they are, in theory, good changes, okay? But you cannot experience those good changes 24/7. There's no possibility of that, right? And this is very apparent with them adding stuff to a broken game, because how many times have they said that they fixed the rainbow flick into the volley? There has already been 2 patches specifically that have said that we are adjusting this, and it's still very effective to use nowadays, where people can score 5, 6, or 7 goals in one game from that. Valueless goals, you know, when you have game modes like Foot Champs and stuff, where like each goal is like super relevant for one game, you know, that's why I tell people, just use custom tactics where you can have fun with the attacking AI. And if you go 10-5, who cares? Because you're going to use a formation that's more fun. You're not going to do the same linear attacking plays all the time, and you're going to go from there. But this is what I'm trying to say. This is why, for me, I don't understand how EA works as a company, because if you make a change like that, right, and I play literally any other game, I will notice that change. There's no situation where they say that we changed this, and then I play the game and it still feels too good. Sometimes there are situations where, like, let's say they did a gun adjustment to like a Call of Duty game or something, right? They'll do the gun adjustment. It'll be less effective, but it'll still be the more effective thing compared to everything else, right? So it's like, okay, they did that through a first patch, but then the second patch that they dropped, that's way more noticeable. Like, that's when it's like solidified that they did like an adjustment to it, right? But in this game, like, brother, there's been 2 adjustments, and it almost feels like it's the same as it was when it was initially there. Because, like I said, they're adding stuff, they're making changes to whatever gameplay they work on at these studios. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Because why is it still an issue after 2 main patches for the game? It doesn't make sense, but it's still effective, right? Sorry.
Kids, at the moment that Fortnite or Call of Duty comes out, they are leaving regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are not actual fans of your game. They only play it because nothing else is out at the time. They are the first month players.
I was protecting this game in the beginning. You guys know from the discussion videos. I stand by what I said. I liked this game in the beginning. When was the last time you guys know I played 2 champs on 2 different accounts? I haven't done that since 17. I never did that in 17 because I was like, I hate the mode, but I was like, you know what? This is like a fun game to play because my bad gameplay, like I said, doesn't feel as bad as it did in previous years. The bad gameplay this year was like solid. It's not like that anymore though, right? So,
and they leave the moment a new game comes out, and you have catered to those players, and now those players are leaving.
The only problem I have with these videos is that people like Skillz, everybody else, they all talk like the gameplay adjustments that they're making is for one gameplay. That's the only thing that like really irks me. It really does. Like that specifically.
No matter what, and you've left your actual fan base in the mud. You've left us looking at each other going, why did the first patch ever happen? And now we're here. And now we're staring at each other in disbelief. Because the number one thing you should have worked on, EA Sports, literally, was getting rid of PC hackers. Instead of dropping patches.
They low-key kind of did. I got hackers in the beginning of the year, like knock on wood. I got it like 4 times in a row in draft. I was streaming during that time period. It was literally 4 times in a row. Ever since that time period, haven't gotten it once. But apparently it's a really huge issue, more so in Europe. But like, yeah, there's still like PC hackers now. But for content creation, like, okay, I play foot champs and I face a hacker and I lose. Okay, I just need highlights for my player or highlights for my tactics. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm moving on, you know?
Weekly. Get rid of PC hackers. And you might turn to me and say, Skillz, why is that a big deal?
It is a big deal.
Why is that a big deal?
Of course it is.
What's going on, Skillz? I'll tell you why. You know how your servers feel like trash every week? It's because you cannot keep matchmaking on. Because you are afraid when you go into the weekend league that you are going to match a hacker. So you turn off crossplay. And the moment you turn off crossplay, it now drops the amount of people you can match in your area around you down a very small amount. That's
not true. I gotta disagree with that heavily. Most people that play FIFA are console players. FIFA and Call of Duty, guys, unless you're like hardcore, you're not really buying a PC to play these 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're buying a PC to play. Like, if I play like Arc Raiders or I play Battlefield, like that's when you really feel the difference. But like for FIFA, no, FIFA and Call of Duty are very console games, man. Like, you are eliminating a matchmaking, but like it would be the same thing as if I were to play Arc Raiders right now and I turn off the crossplay. Like, no, you're gonna find people that are playing on the console, but there's a bunch of people playing on the console. The only way that your matchmaking could be bad right now is actually because of the format of the game modes. Like, for the other day, for instance, I was doing the review for Parrot, and on that account specifically, it's midway into Division 1, right? I was just going to play normally, and I couldn't find someone with a good connection because the game modes are poorly formatted. I've mentioned this many, many times ever since FIFA 17, right? So like, people are not really playing those modes as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really difficult. Like, I was there for like 20 minutes and I'm like, I went too high, like divisions wise, because I don't need to, like, Division 2, 3 is a good cutoff because that's like the competent players area. Sometimes people are in Division 5 and they play like a Division 2 player because, again, they're not really grinding rivals. But this part I disagree with, like, because there's such a huge, the majority of the audience will be on console for these types of games. But yeah, you are eliminating PC players. But like, dude, I think if there was like statistics, I think for PC, it's for Battlefield, it would be way higher. Battlefield is a very PC oriented game, but for FIFA, no. Like, the game performs better on the PC 100%. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, player base wise, no, it's a very console game. And now you're going to play somebody maybe in Texas when you live in DC, or maybe you're in England. Now you got to play somebody in France. I mean, for other games, it's usually fine. It's just FIFA. Now you got to jump onto other people's servers and other servers around the world because there's not a match near you.
because you can't have crossplay open because there's
like, he's not fully wrong, by the way. Is like, even on PC when I have the open matchmaking, like, dude, the game shouldn't even connect me to these higher ping games. Like, I know where the ping average I'm supposed to be is, and when they put me outside of that, I'm like, why are you even searching? I'd rather just wait there and search and then just find something that is supposed to be my ping. You know how some games, they give you the option to specifically choose what server you connect to? This is a very outdated thing for FIFA. It doesn't make sense that it's automatic. In some games, if you go automatic, they put you in good servers anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. But for FIFA, they should just give you like, okay, you just connect to an NAE server, and that's it. It's like, even if it takes like 10 minutes, like, you're gonna find someone only in that server, right?
still hackers somehow in FC. And the fact that you can't fix the hackers and you haven't disabled.
Also, you can hack on console too. That's been confirmed already for this game too. I don't know. It's like a USB thing. I don't even want to talk about it, but it's true.
PC from playing Xbox and PlayStation is mind-boggling to me. At least let Xbox and PlayStation.
Sorry, what did he say? Hold up. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Sorry, it's dual PC setup here. Let me see.
Play each other, so PlayStation and the fact can't have crossplay open because there's still hackers somehow in FC. And the fact that you can't fix the hackers and you haven't disabled PC from playing Xbox and PlayStation is mind-boggling.
I thought you were talking about gameplay.
At least let Xbox and PlayStation play each other so people can get better matchmaking throughout the weekend league. But instead you focused on what? Fixing R1 dribbling.
Hold on. When you turn off crossplay, you can't. It's not console matchmaking? Is that how that works in FIFA? Wow, super outdated. Holy. Yeah, no, in other games, guys, it's console matchmaking. I'm pretty sure in Rivals, it's console matchmaking. Like, if I'm on PlayStation and I'm playing with someone on Xbox, it's console matchmaking. Is that not how it works for FIFA? Because if that's the case, then yeah, your player base is definitely lower. If you turn off crossplay, if you're on PlayStation, it's not console-based?
In F.
No, Rivals is definitely console-based. 100% it is. Because I've played on PlayStation, and then I had a buddy on Xbox, and we're playing, it's console matchmaking. So, okay, so he's not totally wrong on that part then. If that's how it works for FIFA, I just don't know for sure.
And the fact that you can't fix the hackers and you haven't disabled PC from playing Xbox and PlayStation is mind-boggling to me. At least let Xbox and PlayStation play each other so people can get better. Oh, wow.
Is that how it works? Bro, FIFA sucks, dude. Holy.
Weekend league. But instead you focused on what? Fixing R1 dribbling. And you know why you fixed R1 dribbling? Because people are mad about fidget spinners.
I'm so used to like other games. That's why I have the mentality of other games. But then you have to think this is FIFA, you know? It's the same thing with like the game being 60 FPS nowadays, which is disgusting.
Now, let me break it down to you. If I see another person say, in real life, there's no such thing as a fidget spinner.
Yeah, screw these guys.
In real life, Aitana and Mbappe don't play on the same team. You bought a video game, lad, that girls and guys play on the team together. That does not happen in professional football. The fact that you bought the game thinking you're buying a football simulation game and Aitana is out jumping Cristiano Ronaldo is, first of all, the problem. This is where the problem begins. When EA Sports added girls to FC, it was an awesome thing. And it was something that should have happened because it makes the global game big for women football. And I agree with it. The problem is they should have had their own tournaments. We should have had our own weekend league for women cards. And it could have been something that happened during the week. It could have been something that happened during the weekend. It could have ran at the same time as Foot Champions.
Well, we initially thought that that's what it was going to be. It was just going to be like two separate things. Like there's going to be the women's ultimate team and then the men's ultimate team. But it makes sense that they add it together for like publicity. But guys, my problem with like the women players, and this is me just trying to say this as respectfully as possible, right? Tina shouldn't be dribbling better than some of the male players in this game. Because the male players, if we're looking at it from a realistic perspective, they dribble better than the female players in a lot of these cases. You know what I'm saying? So again, not trying to be that guy, but it's true. So in a video game sense, like just because FIFA is oriented around body types, height, physicality, which has been like this forever, I always say this with the female characters in, or the female players in FIFA, that the reason why they're so good is because they are built like Pro Clubs characters. They're built like a Pro Clubs character that you used to make back in the, well, you still make it nowadays, where you just make a guy who's shorter, skinnier body type, because the exchange for that is someone who's more agile, more responsive, right? So that's why Pina is so good. It's that with the play styles that she has. If you use someone you know, like a Harry Kane, for instance, right? Harry Kane doesn't have enough playstyles to be better than Pina, and that just shouldn't be the case in the game. Like, having the female players being good is great. Like, if they were good, I'm down for that. But some of the male players need to be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially the guys that are like the best in their positions. Like, you use a big physical guy, he dribbles worse because he's big and physical. It doesn't make sense compared to the female players, because again, the game is in a competitive route nowadays, which is good when it comes to gameplay, but that logic just doesn't make sense. But I like like I said, I like the female players being in the game, because honestly, guys, it was really good for their publicity. Like, IRL, I'm super down for that. I'm actually not against that whatsoever. Like, the publicity that Pina's gotten, players like Rodman and stuff, it's cool to see. I'm super down for that. It's 100%, right? But it's just the balance of things of how it works. That's where it doesn't really make a lot of sense, right? That's why Pina's using everybody's team, because she's small, more agile to work with. She can dribble a little bit better. She has tiki-taka and incisive. She has a finesse. Like, she has so many things that just makes her really good to use, you know?
There should have been a girl one and a guy one, just like there's the FIFA World Cup for men and the FIFA World Cup for women. It should have been that in the football.
Not against this opinion, because we all thought this is what was gonna happen. We thought initially when they came out that it was gonna be the Women's World Cup as a separate mode. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Football game, because that's what it is in real life. And that would have been the actual simulation of the game, right? If you would have brought about it like that, if you would have taken it like that, in that direction, would have made the most sense. That's not what took place. So now you go into Ultimate Team, lads, and you want to play this simulator people are asking for. But how are you going to simulate Aitana jumping over Cristiano Ronaldo or Rodman winning a header over Haaland? You can't simulate that. So stop saying that you want a real life football game.
Skillz, don't focus too much about what people say, because what people say sometimes, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm more like hardcore when it comes to this. Sometimes you just gotta grab the ball that's filled with opinions, put it on the floor, and just crush it and twist, bro. That's what I used to say in the initial videos when this game came out, because I actually enjoyed it. I was like, just grab it, bang, and twist, you know, because some people base their opinions on the game on results. It is true to say it is based on results. I couldn't give an F about results, buddy. It's all about experience. Experience is the most important thing.
Stop saying you don't want to see people fidget.
We're talking about a community that will play the exact same way every single time with the exact same formations and think that they're good, sending messages, all this stuff, without scoring one actual good attacking opportunity, just because they want the rewards and they think that they're good scoring absolutely brain dead goals. Like, we gotta be honest here, you know?
Stop saying you don't want to see R1 dribbling. Stop saying you don't want to see skill moves. Stop saying you don't want to see long shots, because you...
In my video, the R1 dribbling, I was like, do whatever you want. I couldn't care less about that. If the mechanic is in the game, cool. If the mechanic is not in the game, I couldn't care less, you know? Like,
you don't see that in real life. It doesn't matter what you see in real life. This is a video game.
The real life part's irrelevant. The game is competitive now. They specifically have competitive in Ultimate Team so that they can do a 50-50 between the two.
And I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but football right now in real life is very boring. And
yeah, it is.
Many people, I might lose you right there. But if you
no, you're not. It is. I've actually stopped watching games because a lot of people park the bus and they just they score like a header or something. Like, real life football, it was good that EA went in the competitive direction this year, because real life football for a video game sucks. People never understand this. It sucks. That's why for the shooting, like, I've already seen people complaining on Reddit and stuff about the shooting. Brother, the shooting is like this year. It's like one of the core mechanics where I'm like you concede and score goals and you're like totally cool with it, man. Because like the way that I always say this, man. I said this since the beginning of the year. The way that they adjusted precision shooting and how they assisted your shots with precision, I love it, bro. I love it. I really do. For me, it's top 3 shooting ever for any football game, or even the best shooting I've ever had, in my honest opinion, 100%.
Know me as a content creator. You guys know I post a lot. I have a YouTube football channel. I'm posting on social media consistently about football. We talk football. I get football takes. There is many people who listen to us get football takes, and I don't know why, but I appreciate you guys. But I just want to say to you, all of us that watch that content and you guys that consume my content, we all agree on one thing. Low block football right now is very boring. And it is not
garbage.
The same as football was in 2017, 16, 15, 14. Football has changed massively and teams play very, very defensive and is very, very low block. If you want a simulation of real life football, you have it right now. 8 men, 9 men in front of the box. That's real life football. That is Barcelona against Celta Vigo. That is Man City against a relegation team. That is.
By the way, is the only way to beat that sort of playstyle that a person is doing is you using authentic formations that actually have different attacking AI. The problem is the counter through ball meta being so effective, right? Because if you lose possession of the ball when you play those sort of custom tactics, like the first 4-2-3-1 that I posted when the post patch came out, that tactic will give you different attacking AI. So it'll force the AI to move in different directions while you get all those extra runs in. But because you're getting all those extra runs in, if that person gets a counter through ball, you get cooked. It's just so easy for them to score those opportunities. It's mainly because the middle of the pitch is so open. Like their positioning is so garbage. That's why 4-1-2-2 back in the day used to be so good, because the positioning of the CDM center mids and then people actually tracking back would make a consistent balance of doing this and that. But attacking AI would still activate in certain situations, right? But attacking AI is more linear nowadays because of these roles, man. It's, you know.
Freaking, when Bayern Munich plays against Benfica, that's what football is. This is it. This is the game that you guys would want if they go based off of real life. Because based off of real life right now, football is in a very anti-football place. It's in a place where it is not that enjoyable. We don't have the Neymarzitos. We don't have the Messis and the Cristiano Ronaldos in their prime. We don't have the Ronaldinhos. We don't have the Xavi and Iniestas to break.
Well, the best form of football is PSG versus Inter Milan in the Champions League final. Those goals were just... Oh, if I score those goals constantly in a football game, my God, like, oh, a little back heel into this, make the pass here because this guy makes the AI, quote unquote, for the video game, AI run here. Oof, angled runs that they were making. Bro, PSG was cooking that game, bro. It was the best. That's like one of the best football games I ever watched from an individual team. Oh, it's crazy, man.
Break down people.
They were dissecting them, bro, football plays wise. Like, and listen, man, PSG doesn't cross. Because they didn't have like a Gonzalo Ramos on the pitch that's like, oh, this guy can win a header or whatever. No, they have Dembele there. So Dembele is acting like in a FIFA term, like a false 9 attacker. Oh man, they were just cooking that game.
We don't
or like a free roam attacker, like as he goes left, he goes right. So sick.
Have there used to be back in the day just certain teams that were really good at defending, like Inter Milan was a real good defensive team, and the Italian football was a very, very defensive. Now everyone is that. Now everyone is this massively defensive team that plays low block no matter how big or small your team is. So at the end of the day, we got to stop asking for a simulation of what real life football is, right? And be more clear with our...
The opinion from these people, no offense to you guys, is irrelevant. That's why it's good that they went the competitive route this year. That's one of those things I was like, EA is good that you went this route this year. Don't worry about these guys.
We want a fun game. We want a game that every single mode you go into doesn't feel stupid competitive. We want a mode that every mode you go into, you don't...
Yeah, only now you guys say this.
Feel like you
should have said this long time ago. The moment Foot Champs was added, you guys know this. Ever since FIFA 17, man, it killed my Twitch stream back in the day because I used to have like a good average of like 1,000, 1,200. Bro, it dropped to like 100 because of my takes on Foot Champs and inconsistent gameplay. Those two specifically killed my stream. I didn't do YouTube that much during that time, so
playing like your life depends on it. You want a mode that you play and you feel rewarded. You play weekend league right now, win 14-1. I'm making like 200. I'm making like 50K, losing like 200 on players I bought. You go into rivals and people don't even know if it's worth playing rivals anymore because rewards are absolutely in.
Divisions back in the day was good, right? 15K for winning, 8.5 for remaining.
In the mud.
Matchmaking was more open, so it's not as sweaty. People were using different teams.
You barely reward.
If you use a full meta team all the time in that, then you just be a rat. But like you had the possibility of using different teams. It was great.
Rewarded for that.
That's when I grinded. That's when I really popped off. Excuse me, streaming wise was FIFA 15, man. 8 different teams. Woo,
I think that low key semi kind of feels fun is the gauntlet because you have to play with different teams. But let's be honest, you're still matching the penis and everybody else of the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So at the end of the day, lads, what I'm trying to tell you is this: we get this game that constantly gets patches, and the patches just make it worse and worse every single week.
Because of inconsistent
gameplay. And the more
gameplay.
patches that come out, it feels like the more sluggish the servers feel. And the more
the main, so if you play in good gameplay, guys, the main core mechanic that really makes the game bad from these patches, and this is whether it's intended from EA or not, like it doesn't matter, this is what happened, is the way that the defense sets up when someone is parking the bus, right? The fact that someone's AI is tracking your player in the middle the entire time, like you do skill moves and they're still tracking you, that's stupid. They were not doing that much in the beginning of the game. They were not. You had to do more manual stuff in the beginning, right? The jockey change was good, but again, when you do these individual core mechanic changes and you're adding it to inconsistent gameplay, that's where the problem is, right?
Sluggish the servers feel, the more we wish we could have crossplay open and not have to play against a hacker, right? And the more that we play against hackers, the more that we miss the old days and nostalgic feeling of these video games that used to give you such a good, fun experience. Not a sad experience, an experience that you really felt proud when you put a new player into your team, or when you got a new player and you were really excited to use that player, or when you found a new card, you were really excited to tell people about it. That's what the experience that we all want and miss, and it's no longer a part of it, right? Because EA Sports did so many things wrong in the past, and I'm gonna break it down for you real quick, and I know this video is gonna get long, and I apologize for that. I've told this story many times. There was a community manager, I won't say no names. I was at the beach with my wife. I'll never forget this. She wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girl. We were vlogging, by the way.
Oh, he's going to talk about the one off.
I think my wife was to the side vlogging, and I was on the phone, and I was sitting in my truck, and I'm on the phone. I'm sitting in front of this
I don't know the story, so I want to see what he says, because this guy, oh my God, I have huge problems with this guy. Huge problems.
This beach bar. We're about to go inside, and I'm telling the community manager, hey, man, I don't think that we should do share plays like this. Like and by the way, I only knew this guy there. I didn't know many other people.
This is an opinion I agree with like crazy, man. Oh, but this is what the main content is now. Oh, skills. I like it. I like you going in this direction. I hate that garbage too, man. Listen, sometimes I do it for content too, because it's like, what else am I supposed to post? They don't really post like cool gameplay oriented content. It's like, look at these SBCs, bro. I'm doing reviews for Parrots, you know, like a card that no one's gonna care about just because of his links. Oh, I want to see what he says.
I was like, I don't think you guys should do share plays like this. I think that you guys should stop share plays of the weekend league rewards. Because the more you show people what top 100 rewards look like, the more it becomes normal, and then nobody's gonna want to see it because everyone can do it. And his reply was, skills, the higher ups think this is amazing for the game because it's huge exposure for.
Yeah, that's exactly how they think. That's why share play content, even right now, for the pack openings of the store and for the share plays of like the actual SBCs, that's why that's the main content. When people go on the game at 1 o'clock, if they open a new store pack, that's what people are all about nowadays. It's rewards from foot champs, it's rewards from division rivals. That's the main content. If you try to make gameplay oriented content, it's way more difficult nowadays, right? So that's why I give credits to people like Skillz and like Boris Legend, because they maintain a very, very good audience for the road to glories that they do. And that's like very, very impressive. People don't understand how impressive that is, right? It's really good.
FIFA. We are
very impressive, right?
Very happy with the way it's going. And I said, dude, if it keeps going like this, there's going to be nothing special. And they kept going with it.
Yeah, of course.
Now we're at a point where
it's publicity for them.
So many people do icon packs that if you pack R9, there's no feeling. It's one of those things where if you roll down social media, right? If you're going down your social media timeline and you see something very disturbing, right? You're like, wow, that's disturbing. I wish I never seen that, right? Maybe an injury or something. And you're like, I wish I never seen that. And then you scroll, you keep scrolling, whatever. And then you see it again. But the second time, you're kind of used to it now. The third time, you're even more used to it. And then by that, it's just normal to you by the 4th, 5th time. So you've seen so many icon and hero packs.
This I agree with 100%, by the way. I'm with him on this one. The share play stuff, I hate the share play stuff. Like I said, I do post some of it, like if they do like an icon SBC and stuff, but like that's because that's the content of the day. It's like, as a content creator, like my stuff is really revolved around the 1 o'clock stuff, because the game, it revolves around the 1 o'clock stuff, because the only way that you can make interesting YouTube content, again, is if you do an RTG that people really like, or you post concept videos. And I don't really like doing concept videos. I want to make content based on what the game is giving me, right? Like if there's a new promo that comes out on Friday and there's cards that are interesting within that promo, you guys know I used to do player reviews for almost every single card in the promo. Almost every single card, because that's the interesting part of the game, is to do that. But that sort of content has like, it's died down, to be honest. Like, like some of the videos that I post, like I did one for Peter Crouch, and I think it's at like 17, 18K right now. That was actually a really solid video. I was very, very happy that it got that many views on it, because those videos don't get those sort of views anymore, right? Like if you guys see my old videos from player reviews from like team of the season cards and stuff, dude, like I would review like Declan Rice, and Declan Rice would get like 25 or 30K, which is insane, right? Like, brother, I would be lucky to get 25 or 30K for some of the main SBCs nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, for sure. I'm definitely with him on these ones, man. For sure. Like it's the game has really become less about like informational stuff, like because even the tactics, right? Like that's why the tactic videos that I post that are based on unique ones, they tend to do better than like the best meta ones in some cases, not all cases, because it's different, right?
And you've seen so many of the good ones that anytime someone posts OMG I packed a Ronaldo, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Because you've seen a million Ronaldos come out.
Yeah.
And every time you see somebody post 15-0 rewards, you don't really care.
Yeah.
Because you've seen somebody drop 30 15-0 rewards in share plays, and everything has been given to you to where you don't care no more, because we've seen everything that can be done. There is nothing in FC that can be done that hasn't been done. It's all been done.
One thing I will never do though is those store packs, man. The store pack share plays. Ooh, you'd have to find me in a dark, brother. I'm not even willing to give FIFA points in the beginning of this year. I have to wait for like the coins to come in for me to actually like get the coins on my account, because I ain't giving these guys FIFA points with a broken game like this, with the game modes that I don't agree with. Guys, I don't mind microtransactions in video games if the game is good. If the game is good, hey man, you know, spend the money. You do whatever you want with your money for sure. But giving money to this game when you know it's broken and the game modes suck, like no, absolutely not, no chance. But if we had evolutions back in FIFA 15, oh my God.
Been done and seen out of packs because of share plays, because all this stuff is thrown to you consistently.
Yeah.
And you see it and consume it consistently.
Yeah, that share play option was the worst thing that ever happened, to be honest with you.
Where now, no matter what anyone hits or does, it's just a regular feeling. Yeah. It's just normal to you. And I told them this, but I didn't tell them about share plays with the icon packs and party bags. Those weren't out yet. This was FIFA 17, lads. I was telling them about people showcasing, and at that time, I don't even think it was share plays. I think it was just people sending their recordings, or people jumping on people's accounts to open their rewards.
Yes.
And I was like, and even I did it. I was a part of it.
Yes.
Because I jumped on the trend too after they said they wouldn't change it. So
I did one with Nep. You actually might be able to watch that video. I had a top 100 for FIFA 17. Yeah, and then I had a video reacting to him opening the packs. Long time ago, FIFA 17, man. Me and Net, bro.
I tried to tell them, like, yo, this is going to become a problem. And it's going to really, really kill the mode even more. And they didn't listen. And they were like, nah, it's fine. And it got to the point where, guess what? It happened. No one cares about weekend league rewards. Why? Because we've seen it all.
At least for my video, for my channel, yeah, dude, I stopped caring about posting those videos because, like, I posted 15-0 rewards, and yeah, God, it gets way less views than me doing one player review. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop. I don't care about. Once I saw that, because I did it one time this year, bro. I think it got like 11K views. I was like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna. I'd rather just because, like, dude, the effort that it takes to get the 15-0. To use the tack, because for you to get 15-0, you have to use the same like ratty plays, all that stuff. That's why it gets boring for me. I was like, I don't care about this anymore. I'd rather just score nice goals. Because once that video came out, I was like, oh yeah, this is not like it was back in the day where it's like you get top 100 and it's like a super big deal. And like, no, people don't care. People care about like information in the sense of like a player review if a good SBC comes out, custom tactics mainly, who the best players are in each position, like those sort of videos would do well. Like I'll definitely post more of those because people want that. But yeah, no, I agree with him for sure.
We've seen all the share plays. We've seen it. It's been done. And it took away from the best of the best players, right? Like I truly believe that #Harry and Tech would probably get crazy over 500K a video. If no one was able to showcase the 15-0 every weekend, those people doing it would have gotten crazy numbers.
Oh yeah,
on videos because it was so rare to see it, right? But you took what was rare and it became normal. So now there's nothing that's rare. So there's things that throughout the history of this game, content creators have tried to speak up and fight for it and try to get it to stop, and they didn't listen. And that's my only example because I've never really I had a relationship with EA Sports back in FIFA 11. All the way to about it's when I met KSI and became really close with KSI, and probably up until about FIFA 13, 14, somewhere around there. And then KSI and everybody, all of us took like coins. We took coins. I don't know if KSI did, but I took coins. And then my relationship kind of went sour with them. And then I kind of never really got my relationship back with them. Really, if I'm being honest with you, they never really messed with me anymore after that because I took coins. And I was one of the first ones to take coins, me and a bunch of other people. We took coin sponsorships and they didn't really like that. And yeah, they never liked me since. And then, you know, now they kind of like still, you know, they'll hit me and ask me if I want the game, or they don't invite me to any events. They never send me anything. Like, you'll see people get like team of the year boxes, or I don't get nothing like that. I don't get no treatment like that. I never have. I think they've sent me one thing in my entire.
There was a time period where they were telling me to join that program. Like, there was 1 year specifically. So it's people that don't work there anymore. Like, one guy that actually liked that worked there. And I told him, like, you guys, if you guys were to ever ask this guy, you will know that I still have the DMs from, this is a long time ago, right? Where I just told him straight up, I'm like, because of the state of the game right now, this was me like being against mainly inconsistent gameplay, right? And the game modes, like Foot Champs, I've always hated Foot Champs as a mode. I can do well in it. Doesn't matter if I can do well in it. I hate that mode. And it's very clear and obvious nowadays with the way that people hate it now. It took you guys a while, but you got there eventually, you know? But yeah, because of that, I was like, no. If your game is good, right? I don't mind joining this program, no problem, right? But I can't be against like such a large majority of the things in your game, especially inconsistent gameplay. You guys know I'm on top of that one specifically. If it wasn't for content creation, you think I'm still dealing with this issue? Absolutely not. Content creation is the main reason why it's still even being touched. Because if it wasn't for that, never again, my friend. Because that part is a huge issue.
To the point where EA Sports.
But you guys know this. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys this.
With my manager, where I just told them, you know, we kind of like tried to fix that relationship. It didn't happen.
Oh, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care at all about that.
I just told them,
you know, it's such a shame, man, because like, again, core mechanics wise, the gameplay team, like they actually did good changes in certain areas. Again, I would say this more so from like the beginning of the year, but like it's so hard to see those core mechanic changes now because the bad gameplay in the game is just so horrendous now. It really is. It's so bad. Like if they're saying, oh, we did a jockey change, I can't see the jockey change. If we did an attacking AI change, I'll only see it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I feel bad because there's like it's whatever team is responsible to fix that problem, or because they're not going to fix it, right? Even though they made the pitch notes for it, they're not going to fix it. And then like I don't know what the gameplay devs are working on, because this is the first year where I said, you guys know from the beginning of the year, I was like, this is the first year that you guys took guts to actually make some of these changes, and you ignored the rats that want specific mechanics in the game. Like it took guts for you to do certain things. I kept saying this, right? But it's just now it's like those patches like messing with the inconsistent gameplay. Like it's just too much. Like they did too much to it to mess with it, which is weird because it's like, how does that work, right? Like if you release the game when it's initially released and the first 3 weeks are fine, aren't you doing adjustments to the game initially anyways? So how does the inconsistent gameplay change that much? Is it because more people are going on? Because again, this affects the offline gameplay too. Like it's the most like unique situation that will never be fixed, right? Like we got to be honest.
It is what it would like, move on. Like we don't work with them. And that's kind of what it became.
Yeah, I do feel bad for the gameplay devs, like some of them, especially one of the main ones, because he'll say like, oh, we did this change, and I'm like, brother, like I can't see this change right now.
It became one of those things where it's like, sadly,
maybe I'll see this change at 2 o'clock in the morning, but like, brother, people sleep, people have lives, you know, they go to work, they have families, they have kids, you know.
I know I took coins in the beginning, that was my bad, but I never had done nothing else to them. I never done anything out, and almost every content creator did. I never done nothing else to them. I've never made like crazy videos. Did I make rant videos? Of course, because I wanted the game to be better, but I've never called them names or
yeah, when we do rant videos, it's always because we want the game to be better. Like for me, I would like to stream this game. Like that's like a big thing for me, is like the ability to stream. Like if I had game modes that I actually enjoyed, oh man, I always think about this, but like creating the content that I want to create for a video game, especially for FIFA, because there's so many players to check out. Yeah, it's so unfortunate. That's like the main thing. Like me saying this calmly to you guys, it's like the main unfortunate thing is that I would love to stream and play the game normally, and then every day I just try out tactics, players, this and that. If the gameplay is good, if the game modes are good, like bro, I would love like the way that Divisions was back in the day, like Division 1 matchmaking. While I'm still earning coins, I still can just try out different formations, different tactics, different players, and do videos on that. It'd be so easy. It'd be sick. Like I always think about this all the time. I've thought about this for like 10 years, but it's just unfortunate where it's at, because it's like, dude, you get to the Elite Division, or if you get to the Elite Division too early, like imagine me doing player reviews for cards that are not Elite Division worthy, right? And they release them as SBCs, and then I have to review these cards in the Elite Division. Elite Division at some point in the year, like if you're in the Elite Division right now, it is in a decent area. But if you hit the Elite Division within the first 2 weeks of the game, like brother, imagine me doing player reviews in that division. So where do I do player reviews for a regular game mode, right? Because the regular game mode back in the day was you playing the Gold Cup or you playing Division 1, because Division 1's matchmaking was 1, 2, 3. And that was a really good matchmaking because you're facing competent players. And it's even better when you're like 2 or 3 months into the game because they never reset, right? It was always that because there was relegation. So it was so good. Like the matchmaking for that was great because you would face competent people. Like sometimes you would use like a team that's more fun to you and then the other person's using a more meta team. But like, okay, you lose and who cares? You just move on. You were still collecting coins from relegating and remaining in the division, being promoted from the division, right? It was a good time. That's why I used to stream so much back in FIFA 15, right?
Or maybe on a stream I said the B word or something like that, just because I was mad. Everybody does it when they're mad. But I
The B word.
I never intentionally said anything negative about anybody in that building, but for some reason they low key just hate me.
That's okay.
And I'm okay with it. And in FIFA 19, I guess I'm kind of exposing everything here. In FIFA 19, I kind of got.
Oh, you should have been super hardcore for FIFA 19 because that game is the worst game I've ever played in my life.
Accused by the community of being like on their payroll, and I was a golden boy, and I was, and literally behind the scenes, my manager's just trying to even get a relationship with them to see if we could even eventually one day do a brand deal or something with them. Right behind the scenes, my manager's trying to fix, like, hey, yo, my manager's like, hey, maybe we could fix this, and we couldn't. It just wasn't fixable. And for whatever reason, they just didn't like me. Yeah, and I'm getting accused, and I'm just sitting there like watching people accuse me of being a golden boy and being in EA's pocket, and I'm like, damn, I don't even got a relationship with them, and
who cares what people say? Just move on.
I'm just getting slayed. And I'm just sitting there like, I just wish I could.
You gotta be like, when you do content creation, you just gotta be confident in like what you believe in and what you do, because people just say things for saying things. Like, do you guys know how many times I'll make a discussion video and then people in the comment section will say that I say something? I never said it, but you get a bunch of likes on that individual comment. Brother, it happens all the time. You guys should have seen when I did the rage video that wasn't based on a rant video. The comment section, before, they didn't even watch the video and they were saying like, they were saying specific things that other people were liking and stuff. It's difficult now because TikTok brains, you know what I'm saying? Like the attention span is way shorter for sure.
Say more. And I just didn't say it because I just felt that the people that were with me and on my side that rolled with me were the real ones. And I didn't want, if someone was going to turn their back on me that quick, I didn't want to try to fix that relationship because clearly they didn't like me in the first place. So I kind of just let it ride and I didn't really say much. But that whole time in my head, I'm just thinking, this is crazy. I've never received a paycheck from EA Sports. I did tell people that. I never received a paycheck from EA Sports. I've never been told what to do or not to do by EA Sports. Like I said, man, it's one of those things where it's like, I've tried to speak up to help this video game. I've tried to keep a relationship with EA Sports to try to.
I don't have a good relationship with EA because I think they're brain dead for not fixing inconsistent gameplay. But I do have at least like one guy that I mess with hardcore. I mess with this guy hardcore. Love this guy, like, because he's a guy that gets it, you know. So like relationship wise, I don't care to have a relationship with the company. That no. Individual people that like know what they're talking about when it comes to adjustments and stuff. Like that's what I'm saying. Like some of the gameplay dev team, I do feel bad for them because what they want to change core mechanics wise, it does make sense, logically speaking, words wise speaking, but they can't implement that in this game because it's broken. They whatever gameplay they're working on, whatever changes that they're doing, they're just adding it to a broken code, and it's so hard to see those changes when it makes sense, you know?
Help them understand because I don't think I'm anything special. I'm definitely not, but I play the game at an extremely high level, and I think that there's certain people in this community that are content creators. Myself, Boros Legends, a very good FIFA player, and many others that have played the game on a pro scene, but have taken content creation more serious. And I think that the opinions of those that have played both sides should be listened to in a way, because they know and they love the pro scene. I love the pro scene. I was part of it. I was in it. I loved it. I almost made an esport team, bro. I almost made an esport team in 2018 or something, and then I signed with Complexity, and I was with them, and I've been with them since 2019 all the way to 2005. I recently just left Complexity, and the only reason I left them is because the whole esport industry is in a really tough place right now. It's the only reason I left them. I would have never left them. And at the end of the day, I love that scene, right? But I love the content creation scene way more. And it's one of those things where you have to choose and you have to listen to people that have been involved in both to really understand. And someone like Boras Legend, someone like myself that's done it, someone like Nick, Run the Full Market Nick, that it has plays the game at a very, very high level, are people that they could really listen to and really talk to and understand, because I think we understand very much what the community wants. And also understand what pro players want.
You can't base it too much on what the community wants. They base it off of results. And you know they base it off of results because if you play the game right now, they all play like rats. If you're in Division 2 or up, there it's a bunch of rats. You very rarely face someone that actually does at least one good attacking play. Very rarely. So we got to be careful here.
Way. We kind of have both like sides of it. But they don't talk to me. They don't even ask me what I think. They don't even care. And it's just really, really sad, man. It's really, really, really sad to see, man. It truly is sad.
You say that, Skills, but they'll watch your videos. Whether they directly speak to you or not is irrelevant. They are watching the videos when we make discussion videos, when we make rants videos. They are watching it. Don't think that they're not, because they are. Even if they hate your guts, they're still watching your video and getting your opinion from that video. Like 100%. They're still doing it. Whether you think they hate you or not. And whether they hate you or not is irrelevant. Say whatever you want to say. Be confident in what you say, and then move on from there. People will disagree about the stuff that you say. It is what it is. Welcome to life. Okay? And move on.
To see where this community has gone and what it's done and where it's become. But I will tell you one thing, lads. Will I continue to play FIFA? Yeah, because it's my favorite game. Because I don't like Call of Duty.
It ain't my favorite game. I'll tell you that for free.
I don't like Battlefield.
Not with it because it's a gameplay. No chads, brother.
I like sports games. I like Madden. I like football. I like FIFA, FC. I like boxing games. That's my games. That's what I like. It's what I enjoy. So I'm gonna continue playing it. But there's a lot that's wrong with it. And I do truly wish that there could be a way for them to understand where we're coming from. But many decisions
And this video, like, see, not a single thing when it comes to inconsistent gameplay. That's the problem, man.
They've made over these years, they thought we're going to be better for the game and more exposure.
You guys don't talk about it enough, man. You don't talk about it enough. That is the main issue they got to fix, okay? If your gameplay is always good, now we could talk about core mechanics. And then after we could talk about the game modes. We could still talk about the game modes now, but...
Build the game. I think bringing women and men together in games has hurt the game a bit. I think a lot of people got upset about that. And it definitely hurt how many people play the game. I think
that's irrelevant too. People use Milinkovic-Savic as a CDM and we're totally okay with that. People were using Peter Cech as a striker and we're totally okay with that. Women being added into the game is not an issue. As long as the men players are good, it doesn't matter. But the problem is that you can't have someone like Claudia Pina being better than players like Erling Haaland and Harry Kane. Like, that's the main issue here, because those guys are the ones that should be the better players. You know what I'm saying?
The constant patching of the game has hurt the game massively.
Because of inconsistent gameplay?
I think the party bags, the share plays, the hurt the game.
100%.
Because people have seen everything there is to do, so what's the point? It's so easy to obtain, so what's the point? I think the lack of what to grind for has hurt the game. Yeah,
that's a big one, because back in the day, winning divisions, getting coins, and then building different teams was the main thing. Building different teams right now is super irrelevant because the play styles really cooked this game, because if players don't have specific play styles, you don't want to use them. They suck. Like right now, for all of my teams, if you give me a midfielder SBC or even attacker that doesn't have tiki-taka, with how sluggish this game feels right now against Park the Bus, bro, they're actually annoying to use. Like, they released that Pogba SBC, and because Pogba doesn't have any form of tiki-taka, maybe unless an evolution comes out, he just feels like he's not unusable. If you're good enough at the game, you could definitely still cook with him, but like, he's sloppy and he has no tiki-taka, right? Players like Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, like those were SBCs that they cost the way that they do. But what's the one thing I kept saying in those videos? It's nice to have tiki-taka. Tiki-taka is the biggest thing. Like, even if Sergio Busquets can feel sloppy sometimes, it doesn't matter, because that playstyle is like literally everything in this game right now. That's why Claudia Pina is still used like crazy, because she still has the passing playstyles and the shooting ones. And like, she's not going to be replaced. You have to make more players that literally have the same playstyles as her, or no one's going to ever replace the players. And even if you did do that with the male players and the way that they work, because they're big physical dudes, you literally would have to give them like I don't even know, like press proven plus, or even like a regular press proven, or whatever it is that makes their left stick feel better, for them to be better than Peanut to begin with, because you can give them the same play styles, but they still won't perform as well with her as her, because she's built like a Pro Clubs character, small, agile, quick, boom, 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 and then you're good. You know, like you have to do that too to your male players, right? But that's been the case with FIFA since God knows how long, where your height, your physical stature, all that stuff is going to influence how you perform in the video game. But again, the male players, no offense, they do dribble better than IRL. They do. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that video game wise, they dribble better. They could still be good in the game. If Claudia Pino was as good as she is right now, I would have no problem with that, right? Because it's really good for women's sports, 100%. But the male players gotta cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta cook, bro, you know?
And I think the heavy servers have hurt the game. And I think all of these things have hurt.
Yeah, but heavy servers, let's not just talk about servers. It's not heavy servers. It's the coding in the game for inconsistent gameplay, okay? Let's hurt the game, brother. If we're talking 12, 13, 14, 15, it was still the case during that time period too. Let's not get it twisted.
The game and have gotten to the point where EA Sports are killing off one of the biggest franchises in the history.
Killing off is a stretch. Even though the content's been very dry and garbage recently, it's hard to kill off Call of Duty and FIFA. You will lose a very large majority of your audience than you used to have. 100% you will, because like I said, FIFA audience has definitely gone lower than it used to be back in the day, for sure, 100%. But kill is a different situation. If people were willing to play FIFA 19, you're gonna have an audience on this game. You just won't have as big of an audience, but you'll have an audience.
History of gaming, because they keep making decisions that are
making the game worse. Yes, killing the game. It's very hard for them to kill this game. Like I said, you were able to play FIFA 19.
Just not the smartest decision for what community they have. They thought, like I said, they were going to be able to expose their game to a bigger audience by bringing certain things in, and it just didn't do that. It did the opposite.
To be honest, I think it's because people are actually realizing that the gameplay is so broken. That's like the main reason why. It's that and the game modes. I try to tell you guys for years that those two things is the biggest thing. That's because you have to format your game like a proper video game. If you don't, and it's less fun and it's so competitive, especially for a game like FIFA that should not have gone down that route whatsoever, that's where the problem was.
So again, man, I just wanted to kind of speak what I believe has gone wrong with these games, and hope that it gets better. You know,
it won't. Not to be negative, it won't. Like, we got to be honest. They won't fix that issue. They won't fix that issue. And game modes wise, they could actually change. They definitely could, but that would be entirely up to them if they actually decided to do that. And that's where it would be like more cooked, right? So, but yeah, I'm with him. I'm like, from this point of the video, he didn't really talk too much about the game. Like, I think from a core mechanic perspective, he's right about like the whole park the bus. Never mentioned the counter stuff, but the park the bus stuff, where how effective that playstyle is, yes, that's complete trash, especially since the bad gameplay nowadays does feel worse with the patches. It's not because they specifically changed left stick dribbling. I'm telling you guys, it's because of inconsistent gameplay, because when you're playing in good gameplay, your left stick is perfectly fine. But again, it's just EA devs or gameplay devs making changes to a game that's just broken. So it's always going to get significantly, every year will be the same pattern at first. Like, again, I don't know how the coding works, because even at first, like, they're still doing stuff at first to a game. So how does it get worse afterwards? Is it because of more people? We don't know. It's the game's broken, right? But yeah, very important to mention those things, because those are like the main issues of the game. Like, he mentions gameplay wise, from a core mechanic perspective, that park the bus sucks. 100% agree with that. Share play content is a horrible form of content. Completely agree with that as well. And then that's like pretty much it, I would say. Pretty much it. But Skillz, you know, you do a very good series for the Road to Glory. You know, keep it up. A lot of people still like it, and that's really good, because Road to Glories, they do tend to kind of lose traction after a certain point. They definitely do lose traction. So maintaining an audience on that, Skillz, huge applause to you, because it's very hard sort of content to keep up. But with some of the points made, some things should be brought up that aren't. And then some points made about like the older games, we do have to remember that the game is broken fundamentally. Like, they have to fix that, and if they don't, we are going to go through the same pattern every single year. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this reaction. Again, you guys know I do a lot of yapping. I'm Yapception over here, over an hour long, but just have to kind of talk about my points for the video. If you want to watch the original video, again, just watch the original video. But yeah, just wanted to give my thoughts on it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys for the next video. If you guys want me to react to another video, because I think Nick he probably has made videos talking about this game, just let me know, and we can do that as well. Okay, peace out, dudes. Love you guys.